Uh, I don't think the webcam's on, guys. Oh, that's really overexposed. Can we fix that? I don't like how that looks, guys. Hold on. Don't start the actual thing yet. I don't like that at all, bro. Why is it like this? Sorry, we're having technical difficulties. I don't like the overexposure. It always looks like crap. Configure video. Didn't do anything. Okay. Exposure auto. Turn that John down, bro. Oh, that's perfect right there. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mitch, and welcome to the first episode of the Motchcast. I hope you're having a great day or night or whenever you're watching this. I'm excited to be here because I haven't done a podcast in a little bit now, and I want to make sure I can still do it. And I also like the podcast format because I get to get more personal for longer. So, I guess we should talk about YouTube, right? Because that's what I've been doing for a while. And there's a few things I've been working on that I'm really excited about. And I can't really balance everything all over the place because, you know, my brain is just like that. But yeah, I'm really happy with some of the projects I'm working on. My video on the second channel where I posted the DaVinci Resolve video, I'm really happy with that one. Not just because it got 300 views, but also because it's well made, I think. I'm working on another video for the second channel, or two maybe, and it's about me animating my childhood comics, which I haven't actually thought about doing ever, but now I'm really excited about it. So, um, yeah, that video is going to be probably 15 to 20 minutes. Most of it is just going to be me going through my old comics and then a little bit of animation teasing, and then I'll probably put a finished scene or trailer or whatever at the end, and you guys can let me know what you think. It's not going to be super polished, but it's going to get the point across, I think. Um, and then for the main channel, I'm working on a video about why things are cool, why we forget things and how memory works, and a video about intelligence as well. So yeah, I've got a few videos stacked up. I'm also working on a video about a word that you've never heard. I guarantee you've never heard it, unless you follow me on Blue Sky, which is basically Twitter, but before Elon, and saw my post on there. But if you haven't, then you have no idea what I'm talking about. So that's fine. That's the point. So, I think that the process of making YouTube videos for me has changed a lot. One of my videos that I've been working on, I sat out there in like on my deck, like roof. So that was a different experience, you know? I kind of liked the angle and it was a bright day. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to get on the roof. And my dad was super stressed and thought I was going to fall off. And I said, don't worry. Um, I can't guarantee I'll be fine, but I should be. And then he let me go up there. So if I ever need to make a video and it's bright out, I'll sit out there. Um, anyways, yeah, it's been a while. I don't really know what to talk about. I don't know if I should do a question form like last time, or if I should wait for people to join the chat. I'm not really sure. I might just rebrand the occasionally explicit Google form and post that, but hopefully people will also join live. That's the goal. Um, yeah, I am, like I said, I'm very excited to be here. It's been, how long is it since I deleted occasionally explicit? Like maybe a couple months? It feels like forever because I haven't done these, but I want to do these every week. I know I skipped to like once a month with occasionally explicit, and now I actually have it as once a week because I like doing that. I started this on a Monday. Next week is going to be Tuesday. And then the week after that's going to be Wednesday, then Thursday, then Friday. So on the fourth or fifth episode, whatever episode, I will be on a Friday. And then after that, they'll all be on Friday. So I'm kind of building up to that over the next couple weeks. I think it's pretty cool, pretty innovative. Um, my hair just wants to fall onto my face so bad. It wants to be the center of attention. Like I put it up here and it's like, I'm gonna crawl back down. So that's cool. Why can't I find the channel? What am I doing? I am not a professional, guys. I don't know what I'm doing ever, but that's the charm, I think. 2 months ago. 2 months ago I deleted occasionally explicit. That's 2 months too long before doing another episode. I actually did make a first episode, and it won't be up after this one, with Mysterium. It was very choppy and very not very good. So it has nothing against Mysterium. I just didn't make the episode very well. We didn't really talk very consistently. So it's probably gonna just be deleted on Spotify for podcasters, and then I'll branch this out to Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio, as well as Spotify, because I know a lot of you listen to Spotify. And I think Spotify is the only one that sends video recordings and not just the audio. Bit of a shame because I don't listen to Spotify, but it's whatever. Um, let's think here. What have you guys not seen? Oh, this new water bottle that I haven't really shown in a lot of videos. I think the text is backwards, so that's cool. What's up, PH? I'm gonna call you PH. I don't have to say poop head every time. Occasionally explicit got deleted. Um, a lot of people are asking about it. Like I didn't bring it up 2 months ago. Like I posted a video on Motch that said it's over, it's done because of this, this, and that. I'm not gonna go into the details again because then the people who were the problem are gonna just clip it and post it and you know cause drama. Um, so just watch the video. It's 2 months old. 2 months old. I mean, I was in the woods and I filmed the video. So go watch that if you really want to know. I'm not bringing it up again though, because I don't want to redo that. But this water bottle, I got it because my 128-ounce one broke at the top, and I'm really sad about that. But this one also fits way better in my backpack. Um, is it on this channel? Yes, it's on Motch, which is this channel. Sorry, I sound like a condescending asshole, but we are on Motch right now. Go down to the videos and you can see it if you want to see it. It's there. Anyways, we did this kindness thing at the high school where you made a postcard. I think I think my postcards are pretty good. You can't read it. It says the sun will come out tomorrow. I made a nice little like mountain. That's what the blue is, and then there's the sun. So that idea is kind of interesting to me. Like forcing people to be kind because sometimes people just don't want to do that, I guess. There's a lot of stuff that the high school does that's very interesting. Um, there's these Focus Fridays that we do where we just watch this channel like on YouTube and they talk about some very abstract topic that nobody talks about. But really, it's a common thing that we all talk and think about. And they're like, oh, we should do this, and you guys do that. You should do this instead of that thing that everybody else does, you know? And I respect the high school, like the administration trying to teach kids that, but that's not the way to do it. Like, just offer it as an option and then people can watch it. But like a lot of times they force it in the classrooms during homeroom, and then like you miss some of your classes during the day. Like the periods get cut shorter. So that's cool. It kind of sucks. It's kind of what I do, just with a guy who's blonde instead of brown. Um, what is the deal with what is this? What flavor is this? It doesn't say what flavor it is. Sunscreen, skin protectant, broad spectrum. What is this flavor? What? I was gonna make a joke about this flavor, but I don't know what flavor it is. What is this flavor, guys? This flavor of chapstick. It's blue. Is it peppermint? Is it cool mint? I don't know. Like I don't know. I don't know. Why do we have different lead sizes? And why do I never have the right one? I have point 0.7. I always have that on me. But I never have point 0.9 because the point 0.9 pencil is actually the when I write with point 0.9 pencils, I think my writing looks better because it's a little thicker. But it's weird. Like I never have point 0.9 lead. It's so specific. Like can't we just make it widespread enough where you have this lead by default? Like and it's not just gonna run out? I don't know. I'm just spitballing for ideas here, guys. Let me think of a story. Let me think of a story. Let me think. Ooh, I've got a story. Is this gonna work? I don't know. Okay. Pack from REI. It's a place that sells some hiking gear and some pro sport gear. Uh, this backpack, I've been carrying it for, I mean, it was in my one of my most recent videos on one of my channels, and it was like, I'm going on school, so if I'm not on YouTube, then sorry. And this was the B-roll. I was putting on the backpack. This backpack is so heavy, and it carries everything, and I'm so happy about that. And everybody thinks it's weird that I carry this backpack. I really like it. It fits everything I need. It fits all my school stuff. It fits all my YouTube stuff. It fits all my essential stuff, like my chargers and all that. So I really enjoy carrying it around because I can afford to carry it. I have very strong back muscles. I'm kidding. I mean, I do, but I not really. My brother's way more jacked than I am. Um, he's younger than me. It's crazy. It's crazy the disparity there. But this backpack is awesome. I have my lav mic up here, and I have my big tripod in here. I also have my other school stuff, like that's the important stuff. But for the most part, this gets me for my day to day. If I ever needed to like leave home, like for an apocalypse or something, I would probably survive. I would need to get food, but I have money. I could like, well, if it's an apocalypse, I could steal the food. Just take it from the gas station or the McDonald's, wherever it's at. Um, just hypothetical apocalypses, apocalypses, apocalypsi. I'm not an English major. I don't know how that works. If it falls, you'll see and hear it, I think. Um, it's kind of crazy how fast my hair grows. I complain about it, but I also really like it. I really like that that there's just this one strand right here. You can't see it. I can see it. It's just blinding me. Um, it's weird. Like I cut it a year ago. Can you believe that a year ago, when I started occasionally explicit, my hair was gone. My hair was gone. And now it's just down to here. It's all the way down to here. Like this is really crazy. It's like this is the only part of my body that's still growing. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's super silly. You know what I'm saying? Did you know that you could get really good headphones for like 20 bucks? I didn't know that. These headphones were maybe $25. They're super nice, super bassy, and they plug into my computer. It's pretty much the same quality as my Turtle Beaches that I have at my mom's. Um, I kind of switched up from editing on a PC, playing on a PC, to switching to a laptop. It's cheaper, it's faster, and it's portable. I don't know why I didn't get a laptop first, just max out on a laptop. I thought that it would like die out on me year two, but it's lasted at least a year. My Origin PC gaming laptop that I reviewed, it's still going strong. I think it's been a year since I posted that video. I actually don't know how long it's been. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know how long it's been. I don't keep up with my videos. Like I don't even look at my videos, man. Like maybe if it's like a video I'm proud of, I'll look at it. I usually don't. It's kind of crazy how that works. If I go down here, I reviewed it 9 months ago, dude. It's, it's long enough that I could have had a child. Uh, what's up, Victoria? I'm guessing. Did it even show the chat? I didn't see it in the corner, but I do see it in the box. How you doing, Victoria? I hope you're having a great day. I hope that you're having a great day. I hope that Jude is having a great day at Boy Scouts. Let's not dox anybody though. Let's not like get too personal, but I think Jude is pretty cool. And I kind of feel like an asshole when I look back at the old Mach SMP and I ended it and I was like, they're lying, judgy bitches. Like I could have been a little less harsh. I don't know if Jude still harbors any of that. I feel like a jerk. You're not Victoria? Then who are you? I'm sorry, because I was texting Victoria and she said she would join. I didn't know if she actually had an account on YouTube. What is, if you're not Victoria, I'd like to know who you are, because I don't, Victoria calls me Buki, so that's what I was thinking. Was that was who was messaging? I'm sorry that I misidentified you. Um, but I think back to the Mach SMP, it was so fun until it wasn't. Like it just became content at one point. I wish it didn't. You're someone's friend. That's very specific of you. Thank you for that. Um, yeah, I miss the Mach SMP. Not I still miss the Mach SMP 2.0, but the Mach SMP 1.0 was so much fun. It was so chill and crazy and high octane, low key, all these like paradoxical word combinations, and it fit. Like you could watch one episode of the Mach SMP. It was 5 minutes maybe. It was just all over the place. Like no real storyline, just stuff happened. Like we logged on and had a hell of a time. And then season two came around, and I was like, how do I make money on YouTube? Oh, I'll put a video out for the algorithm. And then it got like 500 views. And then I like, you know, tried to, I don't know, I tried to make my channel for the algorithm and not for me. And the Mach SMP turned into more content and like big video title here with this happening. And then it ended up like just spiraling into nothing fun. Like I was the only person ever on the server because I wouldn't update the game version. I remember talking to Hans about it. It was the most recent version in Minecraft, but the server was set in an older version, so the new people couldn't join, and I didn't know that that was how it worked. So people just couldn't join. So people just stopped joining. So that's cool, right? I couldn't play with any of my friends because I was an idiot. And then it ended, and I was like, Jude and Connor and this other person are messaging about me in a Snapchat group chat saying I'm cringe and I'm weird. And guess what? They're lying, judgy, scheme. I don't actually know how I said all of it. Bitches. And I just ended the video. Like, I sincerely apologize for how I communicated my thoughts back then. I was actually very insecure about that. I was like, oh, these guys, they think that they're so cool, they're jealous of me. So I'm going to pretend that I don't care. I did. I really valued their opinions, and I didn't want them to say those things about me. And I was less socially developed back then, so I didn't pick up on any of the sarcasm that might have been in those messages. So I took it way too seriously. Now I'm just like, huh, that's funny. I hope they don't hate me because, I still see Jude and Connor from time to time. I don't really talk to them. I talk to Jude sometimes. I talk to Victoria more. She's pretty cool. She's pretty cool too. Um, yeah, it's weird what happens like when you're younger. And I say younger, it's been a year. Like younger than you are now. Not even like a year or two younger. Like you look back and you're like, why did I do that? Oh, I know why. And then you look back in retrospective and it's just so different. Like my thought process was completely different back then. I was like, oh, these people are making fun of me. I'm gonna call them out. I wouldn't do that now. Like, say what you want to say. If you don't have anything nice to say, probably don't say it. But if you do say it, that's not my fault. I know that you're not mad at me. You're mad at you. If you're insulting me on a group chat or on the internet and I'm not doing anything wrong, that's not my fault. If I'm saying something offensive or insensitive or whatever, then I understand. If you're giving me if you're giving me constructive criticism, then yeah, that's also valid. But if you're just saying shit to say shit, then who are you really talking to here? Because at this point, I see so much negativity coupled with the positivity, which I do appreciate, that I try to foster a positive environment, and me calling out the negativity just attracts it more. So I'm trying to work on that. But the Mach SMP was so fun. Just the chaos, me stealing Rachel's dogs because they took my bones from my chest. Like I could have made that video way longer. I could have made it 10 minutes, but I didn't have the time to edit it because I posted one like every other day. Oh, I don't know how I did that back then. But it was just so awesome. I just wish that it could have lasted longer. I wish that I hadn't made so many mistakes, but I'm also glad that I did because it taught me what to do in the 2.0 server, which was way more focused on mega compilations of all this stuff happening, which was coupled by me standing in front of a green screen and being like, this is what happened. This is also what happened. This happened too. Instead of me just showing you, maybe with a voiceover, I had to explain it because I didn't have time to edit the videos. I was on a schedule that I made for myself. I could have just edited the videos and went through the hours and hours of footage, but I didn't because I'm lazy and I'm stupid. So that explains why 5 out of the 7 Mach SMP videos were just, here's what happened here. Sorry, I don't have time. Here's what happened there. Oh, sorry, I don't have time. You know, it's just, it was so rushed, but they still turned out pretty good, the stuff that I didn't voice over. I'm happy about that. I think the storyline of the second server was really fun. I think that me and Brad being enemies and then turning into best friends was super wholesome. And him making his video and being like, I've had the most fun on this server and I'm very grateful for the owner. And I was like, I'm gonna cry. I actually might cry now thinking about it. Like the one video where he wanted the egg and I took it, he killed me a couple times, and then I was like, how about we settle this I'm actually crying. Guys, clip it. I'm crying. Oh, yeah, that was so fun. It made me so happy. I watched Brad's video. Bradix, if you don't know. Bradix on YouTube. He's the best. And he posted it where he was like, oh, I'm gonna kill Mach because you stole the egg. And then it ended with like us peacefully trading, which we did. And he was like, in this video, I found out that violence isn't the only way to solve problems. Like super wholesome out of nowhere. I thought he was gonna be like, I'm gonna kill him when I get the chance. No, he ended the video with a positive message that violence isn't always the answer. I cried when I watched that video. I'm still crying thinking about it. And he was such a PvP god, and he still is, on the server. And he was just so skilled that you couldn't even look at him without him killing you, right? And then he just turns into this super wholesome guy. And when he's not trying to kill you, he sounds super sweet and genuine. And it's really nice to hear that. So, yeah, Brad, if you're watching this, I love you, man. How do I do it? I love you. I think you're awesome. I think that you are super cool. You're the only other person making Mach SMP videos besides me, so you know at least there was one extra person. If you would like to join the Mach SMP and you're a content creator and you're under the age of 21, then let me know because I want to get some content creators that'll actually post videos, so it's not just me and Brad. Because the next server is next year in June when school's out. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah. YouTube has spawned some of my greatest memories. It's actually crazy that something that's just a hobby, just something I'm passionate about, can spawn all of this awesomeness, all of this creative goodness, all of these peaceful, chaotic, funny, friendly moments that I never thought were even possible. I never thought that me creating a YouTube channel 7 years ago would end up with me having a boom arm mic. It's up there. It's a bunch of lights, this Elgato face cam, and all this equipment. And also all these memories of me having good times with people who are also just crazy like me and want to make content or just want to hang out and they're part of a video. Like, it really warms my heart that all this cool stuff has happened, you know? Mysterium is here, ladies and gentlemen. I was just talking about all my favorite moments with YouTube. One of them has to be when we had the Lectum SMP for a couple episodes and me and you were playing and we were racing to get diamonds. That was super fun. I hope you're having a good night, by the way. Hope you're doing well. I love you. We got to do a collab soon. We got to do a collab, me and Mysterium. We got to do something pretty soon, or I'm gonna lose it. Um, but yeah, I am also very grateful for this audience that I have garnered. I can't believe that it's made it this far. I love you the most, Mysterium. I love you the most. You can't beat me. You can't. Um, but yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy that I started YouTube back in like 2017. It's been part of my life for more than like school has. That's not true. More than Fortnite has. No. I mean, around that time where I started YouTube, because I saw Dan TDM and Markiplier. Not really, I didn't see them back in the day. I saw Dan TDM and Beck Bro Jack and popular MMOs and all these YouTubers making content about stuff that I liked. I was like, oh, they're playing Minecraft? I like Minecraft. They're playing Fortnite? I don't know about Fortnite right now because it's 2017 and I don't like anybody that plays Fortnite, but eventually I'll warm up to it, so then I'll make Fortnite. Like, it's weird. Like I didn't expect it to ever go this far. I have developed differently because I do YouTube, because I do Twitch, because I do podcasts. Like I'm more comfortable in my own skin and I talk more fluently. I have different words. I have different vocabulary from a lot of people. I surprise people with stuff I know. Like I've done a lot of research for YouTube that I didn't even expect I would be able to do. I do more research on this channel than I have ever done in any English class ever, or any class where I've had to write an essay. Yeah, YouTube beats it every time. But it's marvelous. Stay hydrated, by the way. Uh yeah. I can't believe like all that's happened, all that's transpired because of YouTube. Can you believe that I was on a call with a startup video production company that wanted to hire me? I can't. I can't. I'm lost for words. Like I've been doing this for so long, on and off, on and off, on and off, that it's become all I do. Like I think about YouTube all the time. I think about Motch all the time. I think about videos. I go through a conversation. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Let's make a video about it. And then I write it down in my list and I never get to it. But eventually, I make these videos and I put all my heart and soul into it because I love what I do. And I hope that one day this can replace a regular job and I don't have to work a day in my life. But if it doesn't, that's okay. I'm fine with this just being a side gig, something that I do in my free time that brings me creative influence and joy. But if it does become a job, if it does become something that I can do and make money from and not have to work, I think my 8-year-old dream would come true. I have dreamed about becoming a famous YouTuber since I could watch YouTube, since I was able to, since I had an iPad mini. So if this job idea actually becomes a reality, I would be so proud of me and you because you're watching. And I hope that you stick around because I really do enjoy making YouTube videos and Twitch streams and podcast episodes. It makes me so happy. And I hope it makes you happy too. I hope I brighten your day with some of my bad jokes or some of my weird cuts or transitions or my cool music that I use in the background because I like having licensed music in the intros, you know? I hope that I can bring you guys a little bit of a break from our sometimes harsh reality that things don't go our way all the time. And it definitely brings that break for me. All right. So, if you don't know by now, I'm on the autism spectrum. I'm trying to touch all the bases so I can branch off from here. I definitely have autism. I've been tested and it's proven. I have OCD. If you can't tell, if you can't tell, yeah. But the weird thing is, over the years, I've trained myself to not display those symptoms out in public. It's weird. Like, I only do it in YouTube, I only do it here, and sometimes with my close family. But I've subconsciously trained myself to behave in a neurotypical way or act in a just in a way that doesn't give you the idea that I have OCD or that I am neurodivergent or that I am on the autism spectrum. By the way, neurodivergence isn't just limited to autism. If you have OCD or ADHD or ADD or any of the Ds, you're neurodivergent. My brother's neurodivergent. I'm neurodivergent. My mom is neurodivergent. My dad's probably neurodivergent. My uncle's definitely neurodivergent. It doesn't matter because some people will get like massively turned off by it or they're insecure about it. Like, I don't want to be neurodivergent. It's too late, man. You either accept it or you live with, you know, sadness the rest of your life. A lot of people are afraid to face something like that, like them wanting to come out of the closet or wanting to express their neurodivergence, but not feeling comfortable because the world around them doesn't accept it. And that's really sad. It really makes me sad that some people are still hiding in the closet from their family because they're afraid of persecution for being them. It's not like if you are born neurodivergent, you can just turn it off. It doesn't work like that. You can train yourself, like I have, to normalize. That's no, I don't like normal, not normalize. You can you can keep that behavior controllable. So if you have outbursts or if you have just sporadic mind disorder, as I like to call it, you can train yourself to not behave like that as often. Or you can take medication, and that's a slippery slope depending on what route you go down. But it shouldn't have to be that way. I feel like more people now, more than ever, have shown symptoms of neurodivergence or being a part of the LGBTQ community, whatever. I don't even label my sexuality. I just say I'm pansexual because it's easy. I'm attracted to everybody. I think everybody's pretty cool. I think that everybody's pretty hot. I think that everybody's awesome. So I don't want that to be like, oh, I look at everybody, I think blah blah. I just, if you're talking to me, I think you're cute. I think you're sexy. I think you're attractive. I think that you are intelligent and capable and strong and determined because to I want everybody to be like that. I want everybody to be confident in who they are. And if I do end up pursuing a relationship, usually it's somebody who I find particularly attractive or particularly confident, who I admire more than anything else. So when I say pansexual, that's what I mean. I mean that no matter who you are, if I am attracted to you, it's not because of how you look. It's not because of what your gender is. It's because of who you are. So I feel like that's just easier for me to say. I used to say I was bi, but then that just limited me to guys and girls. There's a lot of people who identify as all these different things that I don't even fully understand and I don't claim to understand. So it's just easier for me to say that I'm pan. Some people joke and like, oh, so you like pans? Yes, I like pans. If you have a pan, keep me away. I'm just kidding. But it's a weird landscape now where like we're simultaneously so diverse and also so narrow-minded in a lot of the country, a lot of the world. It's just so weird. Like, why can we not accept that we're all different, but deep down, we're all similar because we're all human beings, we're all alive, we're all sharing this existence together. Why can't we accept that some of us look different, or some of us sound different, or some of us believe different things? There's some things that are dangerous, like racism and sexism and homophobia, all that jazz. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about believing in something, like religious belief that isn't harming someone, or spirits, like anything spiritual, anything mental, stuff that doesn't impact anyone else or even yourself, just something you believe. We can't accept when someone believes something different than us. Like, why is that? Why is there this bias or this blockade mentally that prevents us from accepting that? And we don't even have to accept it. We can just continue to believe our thing and they can believe their thing. But so many people nowadays are just like, if you don't believe what I believe, you should kill yourself. Like, why is it so hostile? Why can't we just all exist at the same time? Because we only get a little bit of time in the grand scheme of the universe. And it's just, it's a lot, you know? And it troubles me sometimes when I see how people treat each other, what people call each other. Like, you hear the phrase, why can't we be friends? Why can't we all just get along? But that's not the solution. The solution is, why can't we all tolerate each other? Why can't we all just exist at the same time And if we're not harming anybody, we could just tough it up, get through it. But if you are actually believing something or doing something that is hurting a group or an individual, or just having a negative opinion or belief, that's different. It's a fine line that you have to toe between, you know, good and bad. There's a gray area there. I don't want to say good and bad because there's definitely different terms I could use there. But like even politically, like more often than not, Democrats, Republicans, whatever you believe in, whatever you like, whatever your ideology is, oftentimes you find more similarities than differences. There's a few Veritasium videos I've seen that talk about stuff like that, where we have these biases that aren't real. Like we fabricate them because of where we live, what we experience. When in reality, we're pretty much all the same. There's a few genes change here and there. There's a few experiences that you might have that change how you look at the world, but otherwise we're all the same. And it's beautiful. But some people don't want to be the same. Some people don't want all these other looking people. Like, it troubles me that instead of focusing on global warming or the political economic state of the world right now, some people are focused on, oh, there's immigrants coming into America, kill them, get them out of there, even though Americans were the first immigrants. Do you understand? I like to think about that. All these people who believe that the immigrants are going to take our jobs and they're going to rape people, like, not really. Crime or whatever thing you're worried about is rampant in any race. It doesn't matter. But it's just so funny because we're so worried about, some people are so worried about immigration and the border and keeping them out when we don't even claim this land. We don't belong here. If you look back at history, we sailed here from Mother England and settled here and then kicked the native people out of their lands. We don't, we, we're not, we're not the original people that were here. And then we claim all these things and we say, you can't go past this spot. You can't go up here into our place without applying for citizenship or we will fucking kill you. Like, Americans are immigrants. Like, that's just a thing. Just because we're white doesn't mean that we're not immigrants. Okay? Like, it's just so funny to me that people don't realize that. Like, we hear about it, oh, yeah, we sailed over. We don't connect the dots that we didn't come from here. Some of us that were born here did, but the original people from what we call America weren't us. They were Native American people of darker complexion that had these awesome beliefs about like the world and how we're all connected. And then we just showed up in ships and we're like, hey, we're going to take some of your land, and then we're going to take more of it, and then we're going to kick you out. And then we're just going to rule this whole place and fight over it because we're white people and we can't get along. All this stuff. Just because we don't want to understand each other. I don't think it's that we can't. We won't. We could, for sure. But some people are so set in their beliefs that they don't want to change. And I think a lot of people say that they're not set in their beliefs and they could change if they heard the facts. But more often than not, we end up still having biases and being like, oh, that's not true. Even if it is, even if the facts say this is true, we're like, no, I'm going to keep living my life. It's just so bizarre that that kind of stuff happens. We say one thing and we mean another. We want to change. We want to be open to change, but then we aren't. And it's just, you have to constantly be self-aware. You constantly have to be open-minded in a way where you're being metacognitive. I learned this word in psychology class. You have to have metacognition. You have to think about what you're thinking about. What does it mean? Why are you thinking it? And is it right? Is it okay? Is it morally correct? All these things that we don't often think about every day, but we really should. And it wouldn't take that much effort, It would just be like, hey, why did you call that person a bad word or a slur? Oh, well, I don't understand what or who they are, and I don't want to because I'm hard set in the belief that they are evil, even if studies show that they aren't, wait a minute, maybe I should start believing that they're okay and they're not harming us. See, it's literally just, I mean, it's not that easy, but that's the process. You do something, you analyze what you did, you think about why you did it, and then you make a new decision. You can move on from past mistakes as long as you learn from them. If you keep making the same mistake over and over and over again, you're not doing any better. It sucks because it's hard to learn sometimes. Sometimes you just want it to be over with and you never want to think about it again. But if you don't learn, you're never going to get better. You're never going to be more competent or intelligent or capable or emotionally intelligent. Yeah. You'll never improve in your thought process. You'll never make more effective decisions and more, you know, more outcomes that are significantly better if you don't think about what you do. Maya Angelou put it best. Do the best you can until you know better, and then do better. That's my mantra. That's all I think about every day. I said this thing to that person. Was that okay? Maybe. I should probably clarify. If they're upset, I should definitely say I'm sorry. Even if I don't know why, I can learn why by finding out why they're upset. And then I won't say that thing again. Like, sometimes people make jokes about being autistic, and I just sit there and I'm like, is it really my place to say this? Of course it is. But should I say it is really what I'm thinking. Should I say, hey, I'm on the autism spectrum. That makes me upset. Don't say that. There's this stigma that standing up for a belief and like saying, actually, this is not okay, is bad. Like, if someone offends you, if someone makes you uncomfortable in a overly significant way, then tell them. Don't just sit back like a friggin' passerby, like a sheep, just not speaking your mind, because you never know what they're going to say until you say something. People are always like, oh, they're probably not going to say yes. You don't know that. I'm going to hark on my friend Nick for a little bit. Back in 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 2 years, yeah, 2 or 3 years ago, he liked this girl, and I was like, okay, you should ask her. You should ask if she wants to hang out, or if she likes, if you guys share any interests or whatever. If you like her, if she likes you too. He's like, well, I don't know. What if she says no? I'm like, then she says no, and that's not the one for you, and you can move on. And we went back and forth. Like, he was so worried about what this girl would say to him for talking to her and asking if she liked him. When, first of all, if you don't like Nick, my friend, my best friend, then you're evil. I'm just kidding. You're not cool, okay? You're not fly like that. Nick is the pinnacle of humanity right there. But I don't know. It's just it's weird. Like, we're so worried about, oh, what are people going to say? What are people going to do? How are people going to react to what I say? That we just don't do everything that we should. We don't act when we should. We don't say enough. We don't speak enough. We don't think enough. We're just like, oh, it's probably not important, so I'm not going to think about it. But that's the most valuable kind of information, the most valuable situation you could be in, is a situation where you challenge someone else to think critically and think independently from what they already know. That's important. And that's what I think this podcast is about, is just thinking critically, thinking about why we do things and thinking about if that's okay, and thinking creatively, thinking about things outside of the box, which I know some people in my life struggle with, thinking in a way that allows for better communication and better change, because that's important. And also just not hating each other, because hate is a strong word. I can't say that I hate anybody. No matter what you do, I probably still wouldn't, unless you like killed my whole family and my dogs and my cats and stole all my stuff. Like, maybe. Like, I just try to go along and get along, and a lot of people thrive on controversy. I know people that do and still try to make some shit up, you know? It's just, it sucks. Like, why can't we just not? Why can't we just close the shit pot, put it in the closet, and not look at it for a while? Why can't we just exist in the same room and not be at each other's throats? Like, why not? That's the real question. Why can't we just exist without problems? A lot of it comes down to biases and experiences and prejudice and pride. And I'm just listing off words now, but it's true. Like, we want things to just be perfectly fine and everybody gets along and everybody has a good time and nobody's offended. But somebody comes along and disturbs it, or a group of people comes along and disturbs it, not because they necessarily actually hate whatever person or group they're insulting or targeting, but they just don't understand. And they're jealous or they're insecure or all of the above, and they don't want to feel that way. Or misery loves company, so they want other people to feel that way. It's just a common thing. If you're miserable, oftentimes you attract miserable people. If you're super happy and happy-go-lucky, you might attract miserable people still who want to make you feel miserable, but you'll also attract people who are just as happy as you are, just as content as you are, if not more, and they'll inspire you. And it's troubling because in order for that to happen, you need to not be miserable. You need to think about things that aren't miserable. You need to do things that you're happy about, that you're passionate about. And it's hard to do sometimes. I was in a very low point several years ago where I didn't think I had a purpose on this planet because I didn't have anybody outside of my immediate family that I talked to or that I was friends with. I felt so down. And I'll probably never reach that point again. But if I do, I have the foresight because you're never really alone. You might feel lonely, but you're not alone. Unless you have no friends, no family, nothing, you're probably not alone. That's just not how the world works. There's always somebody. There's always someone who can relate to you, someone who you can talk to about your problems, or just about your life and about what you like. Because I thought that I was so alone, so isolated, that I didn't have a purpose. I didn't have a reason to exist. If I left the world tomorrow, nobody would miss me. And that's awful. That's a terrible place to be in. And a lot of people think about that sometimes, more times for other people than others. But after going to therapy and discovering that I do have a purpose, I don't know what it is, but I have a purpose. I'm on this earth for a reason, and I'm going to find out. And I'm going to spend the rest of my life trying to find out. But a lot of people don't have that luxury of going to see a therapist or a philanthropist or a doctor to discuss this stuff. They don't feel comfortable talking to their parents because their parents beat them down or say things to them that make them feel sad and maybe even cause the problem or contribute to it. Or maybe they don't have a trusted adult or a trusted friend that they can communicate with to make sure they're not going crazy because they feel this way. It's sad. That's why I think everybody should have a therapist, because then you have someone who can be close to you, who can talk to you, who can allow you to open up about things that you don't want to talk about with everybody. And it brings peace. It's so gratifying being able to talk about your problems and being able to express that you're not always okay and becoming okay with that. That's the big thing. Just being content with nothing. Being content with less. If you're so used to having all these people talk to you and all this stuff happen and all these successful things, and then that stops, you need to be okay if it does. That's what I try to aspire to every day. I just want to exist with nothing but the clothes on my back. And that's tough sometimes. Sometimes you just get really mad at somebody, or you lose something that's important to you, or someone who you feel is very important to you stops talking to you or exits your life, and you feel down. And you just feel defeated, and you feel like you lost something. There's a hole inside of you. But eventually we learn to move on. Not to just ignore whatever happened, but to face it and understand it. I feel like that is the secret to happiness. Being content being indifferent, being alive. Because you could just get by surviving, or you could live. You could be passionate about something or someone. You could try new things and meet new people, go to new places, explore new opportunities you never knew were there. And your life will be so much fuller after that. And you might take more risks and you might lose more stuff. But once you go down, you'll go back up eventually. I know, because I was at the lowest point and I got back up, and I haven't been in an all-time high. That was probably a year ago when I was dating Avery. But I've kind of plateaued at this point where I'm happy. I'm okay with who I am. I think that the world is broken, and it's going to take a lot more than a couple posts on Twitter or YouTube to fix it. But we can do it. I'm happy with how I look. And if I get a pimple right here or right here, it's going to be like, whatever, I guess I'll just go to school. And then I'm also okay with people not liking me. That used to be a big thing. I used to be so upset when people didn't like me. I was like, how could they not like me? I do all these things that are XYZ super, cool. But now I'm okay with people not understanding me or not liking me, not finding me funny or interesting or attractive, whatever, because life shouldn't be like that. It shouldn't be focused purely on these values that society instills in people. Instead of that, focus on the real part of people that matters, their personality, who they are. That's what I think is the biggest takeaway from this episode. If you're not okay with how you look or who you are, that's okay. And I'm sorry that you don't feel whole. But the only way you're going to be able to fix that is to examine who you are and understand that nobody's perfect. Nobody's always got it figured out. I sure as hell don't. So it's okay to not be 100% there all the time, always strong and stable and secure. But when you're not, make sure that you're not super depressed, which is easy for me to say. Just make sure that you don't take it too personally. Know that there's going to be dark days and there's going to be super awesome days. And there's no guarantee to how much time we have with each. But if you can find peace no matter what, you're living. You just got to keep living. You just got to keep finding things that you love, people that you love, and grab onto it. Don't let go. Unless, of course, the thing you're doing is reckless or dangerous, or the person that you're, hanging out with is causing you distress or regular stress or danger or putting your life in jeopardy. That kind of stuff, stay away. But in general, if you can find something you're passionate about that doesn't hurt somebody, doesn't hurt yourself, and doesn't promote some negative opinion, you're living. And a lot of people try to thrive on the controversy, but I think we should really be focused on why we even have controversy and why we even entertain it. I think we as humans are very skeptical creatures, and I also think that a lot of people find it easier to be angry at something than to be sad about something. I think that it's easier to be mad about something than to understand how terrible it is for something. And that sucks, because some of us, including me, don't have the emotional intelligence to always be on top there, always have it all figured out, and always be level-headed. But as long as you try, and you try your best, even if you don't succeed, you did the best you could. So, I know it hasn't been an hour. I'm trying to wrap this up within the next 5 minutes. I hope that each episode can be an hour. If you would like to post questions for the next episode, first of all, the next episode will be on the Motchcast YouTube channel, and I will be posting this video there momentarily. But if you would like the live Motchcast episodes go subscribe to the Motchcast, and also just post questions, whether it be on Blue Sky, if you have Blue Sky, or post it under the episodes. Or I can make a form and post that in my community tab, and you guys can send questions, and I'll answer them, just like Occasionally Explicit. I will warn you that if there's anything about masturbation or any of that stuff that's a little taboo and a little, unsure with the population that I communicate with, and causes a lot of controversy with my siblings because people will go make fun of them, I may not talk about that stuff. It's okay to do those things, as in, it's okay to pleasure yourself, but we shouldn't be making fun of people for doing that. You know what I mean? So I won't talk about that all too much, but be comfortable with, I don't know, doing that stuff. It's awesome. It's relieving, and it's also natural. It's part of the human body to do that. If you don't have a partner to have sexual intercourse with, doing it with yourself is probably the next best thing. If you have a sworn thing against like doing that because of your religion or whatever, then you don't have to do it. But and let's take some of the edge off, Anyway, if you feel like clipping that, like some people do, don't. That's all I ask. If you're going to clip the podcast, clip the stuff that actually reflects what the podcast is and not just the 1 minute of slightly, like, I don't know what the word is, slightly different stuff that I don't talk about all that often. Because that's all people took away from Occasionally Explicit. Oh, he does this in his free time. Like, yeah, but can we just move past it, please? Because there's so much other stuff I talked about and so many other questions I answered, and you didn't even watch the episode long enough to hear them. And then other people don't watch it because they're like, oh, he just talks about this on there. Like, come on, guys. We gotta be more mature, okay? We gotta grow up a little bit. Not too much. Just enough to be able to handle that kind of stuff, okay? So, another reminder to stay hydrated and to be kind, even if it doesn't directly benefit you. Try to be kind to people. Offer help if people want it, not just willy-nilly, If you're going to offer advice, ask, do you want my advice or do you just want me to listen? And if they just want you to listen, shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. But if they want your advice, offer it and be willing to hear constructive criticism from them. That's a couple tidbits I have. Don't invest in Bitcoin because it's very dangerous. Play Among Us. Play Among Us. And yeah. I'm trying to stretch this to an hour. Let me think of one more thing that's 2 minutes long. I think more than anything that my one fear that I have that sometimes haunts me at night is how I'll be remembered when I'm gone. When I'm dead and you're dead and nobody really knew us, will they remember me? Will they remember you? That's what I want to know. I wish, just for a second, I could look into the future and see what people remember about me, what my legacy is, what my idea is, what people think of when they think of me. I wish that just for a couple seconds, I could see what that is. And then I know if I'm on the right track. Because we don't really know. We don't really know what we're doing. We don't really know how everything works in this world. We don't have an explanation for everything, and that's okay. But I really want to know how I'm going to be remembered, because if all I'm going to be remembered as is a weird, stupid teenager that turned into an adult, a weird, strange adult who makes YouTube videos, like, obviously I did that stuff, but could we get something more specific? Like, oh, he was kind, or he was funny, or his hair was nice, or he dated some really hot chicks. I don't know. Like, yeah. That went off the rails really fast. But if you enjoyed this episode of the Motchcast, which is much easier to say than occasionally explicit, I hope you'll subscribe to the Motchcast YouTube channel and you'll tune in for the next episode. And as always, I will see every single one of you capable, amazing people in the next episode. Bye bye!